Wendy was on the way to the airport when I met her on the 1 line in Seattle for this chat about her core values. My name is Nick, and this is Conversations on the Coast.
Afternoon. How you doing? Okay, good. Would you be interested in doing a short interview while we ride the train?
Well, I'm not from here.
It doesn't matter. Cool.
What do you want to talk about?
I am a student of critical thinking, and so I have these chats where we talk to somebody about something that they believe. And then I don't really talk so much about the belief, but we talk about the reasons you hold the belief.
Okay.
And then we just kind of unpack to see if you're using good methods to figure out what's true, and if there might be better methods.
I can ask you a few questions.
Sound interesting?
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, it doesn't need to go long.
Okay.
I'll just come over here. My name's Nick, by the way.
How you doing? You said Nick?
Yeah,
How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well.
I'm Wendy.
Wendy.
Mhm.
Good to meet you.
Okay.
Cool. So you're not from here, so where did you come from?
I come from Georgia.
From Georgia. Nice. From Atlanta or somewhere else?
Outskirts of Atlanta, Marietta.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My wife and I are talking about for our anniversary this year going someplace we haven't been, and we had actually are looking at Atlanta as a possibility.
Okay.
I've only been in the airport so far,
Okay. Well. Okay. Okay.
which, an airport is an airport
Yeah,
is an
they all
airport.
look the same after a while.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Cool. To start out, we can talk about anything you want to talk about, but it's usually most impactful if it's something that you believe that kind of impacts your life, that might color how you treat people, because what you believe colors how you act, and how you act impacts all of us.
That's
right?
correct.
So but other than that, it can be anything.
I mean, how I treat people is how I was raised. You treat people, it's a given. Respect is given until you do something to dishonor respect.
Okay.
I just treat people as I want them to treat me.
Okay.
So,
you believe that you should treat people the way that you would want to be treated?
yes, most definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. So let's talk about that.
Mhm.
So why do you believe that? What would you say is the primary reason?
I think that's just how I
Did
was
you believe
raised.
that?
I was just raised that way.
Okay.
It was instilled in me. So,
Is it, let me rephrase this. Why is how you were raised a good reason to believe something is true?
It's not so much how you were raised, because a lot of things you were raised as a child, as you grow older, your views change.
Yeah.
But when it comes to how I want you to treat me, I was raised, I treat you right, I'm expecting the same from me.
Yeah.
I just saying everything you was taught as a child don't mean you're going to keep on, you're going to live that way as your adult. Because as you get older, you get your own views, you get your own way of life.
Yeah.
So, but behavior-wise, I feel if I treat you right, or I have the right heart,
Yeah.
everything else will work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say I have a friend. I've actually got a little figurine that I sometimes use, but he's in my backpack, so I won't pull him out. His name is Al, and he's not from here.
Okay.
Al was raised to believe that you should just take care of yourself, and you should just stay away from people. And he doesn't believe that you should treat people the way that they want to be treated. He believes that it's a certain way you treat people, and it's just about getting what you need for your own.
I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, me too.
I know, and unfortunately, there's
Right?
a lot of people like that.
I know.
There
are.
Them kind of people. I mean, you gotta. If that's his views, that's his views.
Yeah.
You can't change no one else. The only body you can control is yourself.
That's true.
So if I have people in my life that feels that way, they all about themselves.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a whole bunch of
Right.
people like that.
Okay.
But it's okay if that's the way you feel.
Okay.
You just I have to know that you feel that way.
Yeah.
Once I know you're just a person thinking about yourself,
Yeah.
I can deal with it because
Okay.
I know. I'd
Yeah.
rather deal with me knowing
Yeah.
that you're that way
Okay.
than me not knowing and you playing games with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if that person is that way, you either deal with them or you don't.
Okay. Well, but let's look at the reasons how Al decides what's important and how you decide what's important. You think it's important because you were raised that way. Al thinks it's important because he was raised that way. So if we look at whether it's a little bit more universal that you should treat people like the way they want to be treated, how do I know, if I talk with Al and I talk with you, how can I as an outsider tell which one of you is right?
You have to. It's how you feel. You as a person, you gonna feel it.
Well, but you're telling me, hey, here's this thing that's important to you, and you believe it's true.
But it's true.
Al believes it's true too.
That's true
For the same reason.
But for you,
Okay.
you have to decide once you get grown, you decide what's best for you. If you feel the same way as Al do, you act like Al. If you don't feel like Al, we are all individual. We're responsible for our own action. And that's where that comes in part.
Okay.
I can't tell you what's right. I can't tell you if Al. I ain't going to tell you Al is wrong.
Right.
That's Al.
But don't you believe that treating people well is important?
I do.
Wouldn't you want everybody to act that way?
Yeah. I mean, if the world was right, of course. but we don't live in a world like that, though.
Well, but what I'm trying to do is kind of explore, like, what are the methods you use to make those decisions? And maybe there's a better method.
I don't know there's a good method.
Yeah.
I think it's an individual choice. When you get to it, it's just a choice.
Yeah.
There's no method. There's nothing you can write about, you can read about, because when you get to with it, people going to be people. You're going to be you, I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
I mean, you can express how you feel. You can write about it. You can talk about it. But it's still based on me as a person, how I'm going to act.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
If you were going to have a conversation with Al, and you were going to try to convince him,
I wouldn't convince him.
You wouldn't try to convince him.
Al, a grown man.
Okay.
Why would I convince a grown man? I have no power over that. Like I said, but the only power I got is me.
Yeah.
I don't have no power over Al. I wouldn't even try to convince Al, because I would feel if Al would be around me, maybe just being around me might change him. But if it don't, it don't.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to convince you how to act. No.
Okay.
As long as your behavior is not affecting me, I'm good.
Let's say Al's behavior does affect you.
I wouldn't be bothered with Al. I mean, I wouldn't be bothered with him.
Okay.
I wouldn't deal with him.
Okay.
Just wouldn't deal with him.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't try to convince him that he's wrong.
Okay.
I just want to. If he's the type person, his attitude or his personality is not from me, I just won't deal with it.
Okay. Do you think that there might be people who also believe that they should treat people as they want to be treated, who might believe that for a different reason? What other reasons could there be for believing that?
I don't know. Other than wanting to be right, treated right. I don't know. I'm not in everybody's mind. I can only tell you how I feel.
But you just said something interesting, which is you want to be treated right.
Yes.
Isn't that a different reason than that you were raised that way?
No. I just believe from the get-go I want to be treated right. So you're going to either treat me right or I'm not going to deal with you.
Okay.
I'm not going to accept nothing less.
Yeah. But if you want to be treated right, then don't you want to help people? Don't you want other people to believe as you do?
I don't want people to believe as me. I think that's your choice.
Okay.
That is your choice.
Yeah.
Now, if you believe in what I believe, we just sit around. We're mingle with each other.
Yeah.
We're involved ourselves with each other. But I don't believe in forcing what I believe on nobody else.
Sure.
I just don't.
Okay. Do you see value in, without forcing on somebody, kind of like showing them the way that's right?
Only body I will show, kind of force my belief on, is my kids, because I raise them.
Yeah.
So when you raise kids, you raise them the way you are.
Yeah.
But then again, once your kids are grown, where they go is their choice.
Yeah. So how many kids do you have?
I have 5.
5 kids. Awesome. 5. What ages?
The oldest is 40, the youngest is 24.
Wow. That's fantastic. I would not have imagined that you would be old enough to have a 40-year-old.
Yeah, my daughter just turned 40 this year. Yeah. And my youngest is 23.
Wow, that's fantastic. 2
girls and 3 boys.
You look great. I just turned 61 this year. So
okay. Now you see, you don't look 61.
Well, that's what people tell me that too. But I've talked to people who don't. Yeah. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Okay.
We both look young. We should celebrate that.
Yeah, and I think that comes from a lot of time not letting life to get to you, because I don't let a lot of things worry me. I don't. I leave it up to God.
Yeah.
I believe in things that you can't control. You shouldn't worry.
Yeah.
That I believe. If I can't control it,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
It's out of my control. Why would I worry about something?
Yeah.
And get myself all pressure up, headache.
Yep.
You know, there's certain.
So you do have control over your kids. You do want your kids
I don't have
to
control.
act.
Well, I had it as
you
they
want
was
your
growing up.
kids-
As they was growing up, I had
Sure,
control.
sure.
My kids are grown now, and now they I mean,
Yeah.
I can see what I instilled in them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but I don't have control of what they think and how they live.
Right.
Thank God so far I don't have none of this. I don't think it's right, but
Yeah.
but it's still, if they decide, if they go against what I believe in, it's their choice.
Okay. But you did instill that
I did,
into them.
almost
That did
definitely,
instill.
yeah.
So what did you tell them? What reasons did you give them for treating people
I didn't
right?
give them so much a reason. I just showed them. I showed
Okay.
them.
So
We live by it.
you modeled the behavior.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you learn more that way than telling somebody.
Right.
I showed them how to treat people.
Okay.
I told them when you did something wrong, that's not right.
Okay.
You should,
So is that how your parents instilled
Yes.
that in you?
Yeah.
By modeling the behavior?
Yes.
So when you say that it was instilled into you, or that's the way you were raised, are you? And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you saying that your parents modeled that behavior, and so you do that because you saw the benefits of that, or is it just because it's like because
I
they
just saw
say
the
so?
benefit. No, it was. I think. Well, they told you. You just listen. But as I got grown and
Yeah.
started having a family of my own, you realize the important. There's some things they told me I didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, of course. There's some things my parents did as when I was growing up, I didn't do with my kids.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a household back in the days.
Earlier in
Because
time.
I used to tell people
Yeah.
all the time, when I grew up, I knew my father loved me.
Yeah.
But he never said it.
Yeah.
I knew he loved me now.
Yeah.
Because he hurt somebody with his kid. But so what I did when I started having kids, I said that on a regular basis.
Okay.
So I spoke it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things it wasn't quite everything I do when I grew up, but
Yeah.
I decided that, and that's as a grown up, when you get kids.
Yeah.
Your kids will see things that you tell them. I tell them all the time, if there's things that y'all disagree that I did as a parent,
Yeah.
you correct it with yours.
Yeah.
That's just life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's one thing I tell people all the time. I say, I remember that as quick as day. I knew my parents loved us, but they never said it.
Yeah.
It was never a spoken word.
Beacon Hill.
So I said, when I started getting my kids, my son now, I got a 29-year-old, and he'd be around his family, and he'll call me, hey, Mom, we hang up the phone, I love you. And his friends be like, who you
Yeah.
talking to, man? Oh, that's my mom. You tell your mom you love her. He said, and to him, it's like, it's normal. He's like, yeah, that's my mom. Why would I not tell her?
Yeah.
You know, so certain things that you do, I corrected that. I wanted that to be a change.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to be an odd feeling. I didn't want that to be, I just wanted that to be a normal reaction.
Okay.
That when we hang up or we see each other, we tell each other we love them.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, let's say your parents were not the wonderful, kind people that they are.
I have a father with gone home, so what you want to talk about?
Yeah. So let's say that that they modeled poor behavior for you. They treated people really badly. Do you think that you would be a poorly behaved person today?
I think to a certain extent, sometimes, yeah. But I do believe too.
Next stop. Mount Baker.
So you don't
It's
think
still
you
a
can be
choice.
a good person?
I think you can be a cook because my father was a strong-armed person.
Yeah.
He was kind of violent sometimes
Okay.
with my mother. But I saw that as something I didn't put up with. But I still knew that my father loved her. But then you got to go back to his past.
Yeah.
A lot of things, a generation, they bring along.
Sure.
And I decided not to accept that part
Right.
of what I saw.
Okay.
I didn't accept violence from no man.
So, do you really? So it sounds like you didn't internalize everything that your
Oh, no, I
parents
didn't.
taught you.
Oh, no.
So, is it really true that you are a good person because it was how you were raised, or did you make a decision based on what you saw and choose the good things and
Well,
not
I think
choose
it's
the bad
still
things?
a lot of they instilled me, and I chose.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
I knew what,
Mount Baker.
when I got grown, I knew what I wasn't. Like I said,
Yeah.
once you get grown, you have a choice.
Yeah.
I don't care how you was raised.
Yeah.
At a certain point of your life, You got to realize what you're going to accept and what you're going to get.
Right.
So no, it was a lot of things that my father did that there's no one where I saw it. But I decided as me,
Right.
I wasn't going to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But a lot of things
So-
they taught me
Yeah.
is why I'm the person I am now.
So it sounds to me
Mm-hmm.
like you made a decision for a reason that wasn't just why you were raised.
Mm-hmm.
You looked at the things you were raised and you chose some things
Yeah.
for a reason, and you didn't choose other things for a reason.
I think that's part
So
of
what
being an
was-
adult.
So what was that
Angry.
reason?
I think that's just part of adult when you get
Yeah.
grown. It's your that's
Sure.
why I said it becomes a choice at that point.
Yeah.
Because once you get out here, you're responsible for your life at that
Mhm.
point. You can't sit there. A lot of people can't sit there. A lot of people do,
Yeah.
but you can't sit there and say, "Well, I'm this way because I." At a certain point, you have a choice.
Yeah.
You have a choice. You
So-
can blame anybody you want,
Yeah.
but when you look in the mirror, you have a choice.
So why did you make that choice?
I just didn't want to live that way.
Okay. Why?
I just didn't
What's
want
the
to.
reason that you
There
didn't
was
want
no
to live
reason.
that way?
I didn't like it.
Okay. You didn't like
I
it.
didn't like it, so I chose not to live that.
And why-
Just like
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
I didn't wasn't raised in a drug alcohol
Yeah.
family. I seen people. A lot of people grew up drug alcohol. I chose
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
not to do that.
Columbia
Yeah.
City.
It's not that nobody. I mean, nobody didn't tell me to do drugs.
Right.
I just looked at what was it costing you as a person.
Yeah.
With drugs and alcohol, I'm like, ain't gonna. No, that ain't for me.
Yeah.
So like
So-
I said, once you get grown, you have to choose.
Yeah.
I wasn't the type of person that could be influenced by a lot of things.
Yeah.
I looked at what the situation was, what I was dealt with,
Yeah.
and what I was gonna put up with.
Yeah.
Just life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to get to like, you made a choice.
I made a
and there must have been a reason you made a choice.
I didn't
So
want to
what was
live the way I
reason?
saw it, the opposite
Okay.
of what could have happened.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to be the opposite of what could have been if I would have went the same path.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why is avoiding bad things that you've seen in the past a good reason to believe something is true?
Why is it important?
Well, why is that a good reason?
Because I didn't
To
want the
believe or to change
consequences to what some of the things I saw.
Okay.
There's
So you saw.
consequences in all your action.
Yeah.
I didn't want the consequences.
Okay.
There's consequences to everything. I didn't want that. I didn't want to be on the left side. I wanted to be on the right side.
Yeah. Yeah.
I chose not to
Okay.
deal with it. Yeah.
And why is it important to you to be on the right side?
Because life is short.
Yeah.
Life is short. You got to enjoy it while you can. And if you can not allow some of the things you can control to make your life easier, why not?
Yeah.
Why make your life hell if you don't have to?
Yeah.
Why? I'd rather wake up every morning and be happy than going, I'm stuck in a hellhole.
Yeah. Those sound like good reasons.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Wendy.
Now,
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Columbia City.
That's right.
Doors to my right.
I actually go one more stop.
Oh, okay.
You've been listening to Conversations on the Coast, a series from Washington State featuring civil conversations using street epistemology to explore what people believe and why. Find out more at streetepistemology.com.